Hi everybody, it's Miss Gammon. I'm so excited to be with you again today, and I had so much fun at the parade last week, the Porter Parade, seeing so many of you that I have been able to see, and also seeing some of you that I haven't seen in a long time. I'm talking to you, Ronnie. It was so great to see some faces that we haven't seen in way too long. And when I got up this morning, I looked at my calendar, and it's June 1st, right here, Monday, June 1st. And I got a little excited because it's getting close to the end of this crazy school year. But I got even more excited because on June 3rd, which is Wednesday, we are going to have first grade drop-off pickup day. Now, I know I told you about this last week, but in case anyone wasn't tuned in, this Thursday, you can come to the front door of the school between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And Miss Barry, Miss Tramontana, Miss Palestina, and myself will be out in front of the school with all of your belongings that you had left in the classroom, your headphones, your pencil boxes, some of you had sweatshirts, things like that. We're gonna have all of those belongings along with some projects that you had finished during school, and we're gonna hand them out to you and get to see you and wave to you. So if you didn't get a chance to come to the parade, we're super excited. We're all gonna have masks on and use social distancing and be smart and safe. But we also are so excited to see you again. So if you can, hop in the car, have mom drive through the front of the school. We can hand you your belongings and you can hand us your work from April and May, because we have to do report cards at the end of the year and we want to be able to say that you all participated. So finish up that work and get us the April and May packets this Wednesday. People in my class, if you still have your black book bag that you took home books in that I had given you, if you could return it, that would be great. Then the children next year will have a book bag to use. I'm not talking about your personal book bags, those special envelopes that we took home with books that you read at home each night. Mrs. Palestina's class does not have to worry about that. So this Wednesday, June 3rd, we hope to see you all out in front of the school where the buses pick you up every afternoon. Also, if you have not had a chance to pick up your June packet yet, you can do that on Wednesday as well. We can just hand it to you right through your car window. And you can also pick up your Fill a Bucket book if you haven't had a chance to get that yet. We still have a lot of copies of that. If you did a thank you note for the Rotary Club like Mia did, she did such a beautiful job here on her thank you note. I want to hand these in to the Rotary Club. So if you have one, if you could tuck it in with your returned work on Wednesday, that would be great. And I'll make sure that the Rotary Club gets it. All right, I think that's my announcements for today. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about story structure. And a story structure is the different parts of a story. We've talked about characters, that's the who in a story. We've talked about setting, that's the where in a story. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about plot. That's what happens in the story, the problem and the solution. And a book that I chose to help do this is called Memoirs of a Goldfish. We have so many good books that we usually read in first grade and we're just running out of time, so I want to squeeze in as many as I can. Memoir is a story that it's a collection of memories that someone has, and it takes place in someone's life and they write about them. Now, this is not a real memoir because it's called Memoirs of a Goldfish, and I'm pretty sure goldfish can't write. I'm pretty sure the author wrote these memoirs for this fish. Memoirs of a Goldfish by Devin Scallion, illustrated by Tim Bowers. Oh my goodness, it looks so crowded in there, and I see the word help. Memoirs of a Goldfish. Day 1, I swam around my bowl. Day 2, I swam around my bowl twice. Day 3, I swam around my bowl. I thought about taking a nap, but fish don't sleep, so I swam around my bowl. Day 4, I got some company today. I don't like the looks of him one bit. He doesn't say anything. He just bubbles. Day 5. Mr. Bubbles still hasn't said a word. He just looks at me. I said hello today, and he said, glug, 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 glug. He's creepy. Day 6. Today my bowl looks like a garden. There are a bunch of plants in here now. I guess I'll have to water them. Great. Day 7. Mr. Bubbles and I now have company. He's a snail. His name is Mervin, and he likes to eat the slime off the inside of the bowl. He's disgusting. Day 8. Things are getting very crowded. While watering the plants, I met a crab named Fred. I offered him my fin and he nearly cut it off. Even Mr. Bubbles is afraid of him. Fred says I should stay on my side of the bowl. Look, I said, the whole bowl is my side of the bowl. He snapped his claw and Mervin fainted. I gotta get out of here. Okay, Mervin. Day 9. That does it. My bowl now contains a sunken pirate ship, 2 guppies named Rhoda and Clark, an angelfish named Cha-Cha who says she's from Hollywood. I can't turn around without bumping into something. At least Mervin is happy. There's more gunk on the inside of the bowl every day. Look at Mervin. He's got gunk all over his mouth. Day 10. This is ridiculous. I was trying to find room for a swim today when Rhoda and Clark told me they're going to have babies soon. Like there's room for that. Fred knocked Mr. Bubbles over and he became tangled in the plants. Cha-Cha said she couldn't help Mr. Bubbles but needed me to apply her sunscreen. The sides of the bowl are covered in slime and Melvin says he's too full to eat anymore. Yuck. Day 11. I'm a nervous wreck. Trying to avoid Fred, I turned around quickly this morning and came face to face with my reflection in a mirror. I nearly jumped out of my gills. I don't even look like myself anymore. I need to relax. Day 12. I've had it. Rhoda and Clark were racing around the bowl. Fred was fighting with Mr. Bubbles. Mervin kept belching, and Cha-Cha told me I was standing in her light. I just lost it. This is my bowl, I screamed. I want my bowl back. Ooh, he looks angry. Day 13. Today, I got my wish. Sort of. With a whoosh and a splash and a clank and a plunge, I was suddenly in a very tiny bowl of clear, pure water. It was small, but it was all mine. It was heavenly. I swam around my new bowl twice. But I started to wonder, what had happened to everyone? When I last saw Mr. Bubbles, he was tangled in green. Who would help him? Poor Mervin was probably sick as a dogfish. He needs me. Cha-Cha will get a sunburn without me around. What about Rhoda and Clark? Did Rhoda have her baby guppies? There were probably 1,000 of them. They need me to make guppy bottles and change guppy diapers. Even Fred needs me. I'm the only one who can really talk to the crabby guy. Have they even noticed that I'm gone? Does anyone miss me? I started to cry, and that's not easy for a fish to do. Day 14. After a long, sad night, there was a whoosh and a splash and a clank and a plunge, and I was suddenly sprayed in the face by Bubbles. Mr. Bubbles gurgled happily. Rhoda and Clark raced by me like 2 speedboats, followed by 12 of the cutest baby guppies you've ever seen. Mervin waved his tail at me from the nice clean glass of our enormous tank. Cha-Cha sat happily beneath an umbrella. I even think Fred missed me. We were all back together, and I looked around and I realized that I was part of a big family. I guess I must have smiled because Clark said, "You look happy." I wanted to see for myself. "Where's the mirror?" I asked. "What mirror?" asked Clark. "We don't have a mirror," said Fred. "No mirror? No wonder I didn't look like myself. It wasn't me I was seeing." Her name is Gracie, and she's the color of a fresh tangerine. She's a Pisces just like me. And today, we're going to go for a swim around the tank together. And that's the story of Memoirs of a Goldfish. Now, when we talk about stories, we talk about certain things. When you tell about a story, you tell who, where, and what happened. Now, the who, we know from stories, is the characters. So who was the main character in this story? We don't know his name because the author didn't tell us that. So we can just write a goldfish. Okay, we have the who. Check. Where? Where did this story mostly take place? Think about that for a second. Easy one, right? Fish bowls. The where is the setting in a story. The setting is where the story takes place. And this story took place in 2 different fish bowls. Now, here's the part we're going to talk a little bit about today. The plot. The plot of a story usually talks about a problem and a solution. So we have to think, what was the problem in this story? Let me let you think for a second here. What was the goldfish's problem? Oh, I think I hear it. The tank was too crowded. He didn't have room to move, did he? Too many other characters. So the problem was the tank was too crowded. What was the solution? What did they do, the owners of all these fish? That's right. They got a bigger tank. A bigger tank. And they were all back together again. So the title of this story was Memoirs of a Goldfish. Who, the character, was the goldfish. Where, the setting, was the fish bowls. What happened is a 2-parter. You need the problem and the solution. The problem was the tank was too crowded and the goldfish didn't like it. The solution was they got a bigger tank. So if someone asks you to tell about a story, you have to think to yourself, who, where, and what happened. And the what happened is a problem and a solution. So I hope that you enjoyed this story today. And what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to read you another story. And then you are going to do your own chart about that story. You're going to do a who, a where, and a what happened, problem, and solution. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I can't wait to see you all on Wednesday from 11 to 1. Bye-bye. Happy reading.